Today on Cityline.
I've sat in many dark rooms and been entertained.
Teri Hart is here to highlight the best cozy fall films to watch, from brand new movies to some all-time classics.
Because that movie is so iconic. You can watch it anytime.
Then we've got some great wine pairings, but you might need subtitles for this one.
This is the Il Monstro di Reggiana Bianco Pet Nat. It's really funky.
Did you hear what she just said? And later, Tracy Peart joins me with some fall makeup trends and a bit of makeup history.
The Kardashians did not create highlighting and contour.
They didn't?
Okay, they did not.
It's Cityline with Tracy Moore.
Could you all come back for the rest of the week? I really like that. Okay, have a seat. Oh my goodness, the enthusiasm, the dancing. I love it, and it's Monday, believe it or not. We're kicking off this brand new week with fun pumpkin crafts. We're going to have the hottest makeup trends. We're going to have fall movies for a cozy time. I've got great experts with me today. Please welcome Renee Sferrazza, Tracy Peart, and April Kalu. Looking so good. Okay, we are starting today with Teri Hart, who is here with a list of films that are perfect to get us in the fall mood. Give it up for Miss T. Hart. Come on over. Hi. I know we barely have any time.
I know.
But I'll always make time for a hug.
I always time for a hug.
Listen, I'm a summer girl, always will be, but the one thing I like about fall is cozy, comfy time, sitting in front of the fireplace, watching a good film, and you know all about it. 28 years of doing TIFF. Everyone give it up for her. 28 TIFF. You know a thing or two about films.
I've sat in many dark rooms and been entertained, and a few times not been entertained, but everything I'm about to talk about is very, very entertaining.
Okay, film number one.
Film number one, Dumb Money. It just opened in theaters. This is the story. Do you remember the GameStop short squeeze that just upended the whole stock market a few years ago? This is that story. Okay. Paul Dano, Shailene Woodley, Pete Davidson, they all star in it. This is really a David and Goliath story. It will make you mad at the people who hold all the power and have all the money, and it's going to make you cheer for these folks who are trying to really level the playing field. Yeah. America Ferrera is also in this, and she is having a year after that speech in Barbie. Yes. The Barbie speech, everybody.
Yes.
She's back in Dumb Money, and also a great performance. So Dumb Money, it's in theaters right now.
I'm sort of obsessed with her.
Yeah,
I feel like every clip she's just spitting knowledge. She's such a smart woman. Amazing.
She plays a single mother nurse in this who gets caught up in GameStop and becomes part of the supporters, and she really kind of leads the audience through the emotional arc of making all this money or not making all this money.
Okay, next up you have an all-time fave that we're bringing back, because why not?
We are bringing back. It is sweater weather.
It's sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Yeah.
And the ultimate sweater weather picture, Billy Crystal from When Harry Met Sally. This is a bad idea.
This is good.
It's good.
Oh, I'm impressed.
There we go.
Teri Hart's knees, everyone. Teri Hart's knees. The knees.
Well, it might be 34 years old, but Billy Crystal recreated that picture from When Harry Met Sally just this year for his 75th birthday, and the internet went crazy because that movie is so iconic. You can watch it anytime. The "I'll have what she's having" line in the diner.
Yes.
It's just one of the greatest lines of all time. Little movie trivia, that woman who says that line, director Rob Reiner's mom.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The mom cameo.
The mom cameo.
Always. Long live.
And my favorite, I mean, it's 34 years old. It's kind of one of the last lines in the movie, but there's no spoilers 34 years later.
No, we've seen it.
When you want to start your life with somebody, when you decide you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start now. Anyway, when Harry,
that and also fake orgasms.
I mean, fake orgasms.
We go from very high to very low around here.
I mean, we wouldn't know about
Remember that part?
Yes.
No, we wouldn't know what that's like.
No, we wouldn't ever.
husbands are watching. Okay, what is the next must-watch fall flick?
I am going with Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and our own Tantu Cardinal in Killers of the Flower Moon. There aren't going to be laughs in this. This is a very, very serious, true story. 1920s Oklahoma Osage indigenous people who were getting rich off of oil on their land, and then there was a killing spree.
Yep.
And this is the true story. It is going to be upsetting. It is going to, I haven't seen it, but even from the trailers, we can tell that there's going to be a lot of violence in this film.
Yeah.
It goes to theaters October 20th, and then will be on Apple TV+.
Oh, interesting.
So,
heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters. And I expect it to be up there for award season as well.
I absolutely hope so, because everyone needs to know. We need to hear these stories again and again and again to get it, because we're not getting it in our history.
We absolutely
Let's get it in our films then.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, maybe art can lead the way. Okay, speaking of films that make a difference and open your eyes, what's your next pick?
Well, I mean, it ticks so many boxes of what we've just been talking about, from awards to opening our eyes. Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
This is a movie.
It's a goodie.
That response, this is the response that I get from people when I mention Slumdog Millionaire, because they're like, oh, right, it is spectacular. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it is a young orphan boy in India who makes it onto Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the construct is him being interrogated into how he knows the answers, and we flash back onto things that happened in his life with his brother Salim and his love, Lakita.
Yes.
And it launched the careers of Dev Patel, Frida Pinto, won 8 Academy Awards, won the People's Choice Award at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it's just simply an excellent movie. I sat down to just remind myself of a couple of points to come here and chat with you. I watched the whole thing.
Yes.
I couldn't turn it off.
It's that good.
Because it's that good.
We have a little bit of time left. A shout out to the Swifties. So there's something going on that, you know, the Swifties might be interested in.
Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody's like me and doesn't have tickets.
Oh my gosh. Who got the access code? Because not me. Nobody got that. You got the access code? I don't know. I don't know.
No access code for T Hart.
No access code over here.
Nope.
He's like, don't you have connections? Absolutely not.
0 connections.
I know no one.
Here's what, well, you know what you know? Me.
I know you.
And here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
The closest thing is going to be the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert movie.
Yes.
It is opening in
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we could go.
Yes, we should
Let's
go.
pick a date.
We got to bring my daughter, though.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
the one, right?
Well, I love
Like,
you, but I love you, but I'll just take Eva.
Oh, maybe you do that. Maybe you do that.
Friday, October 13th through, I want to make sure I get my days right, until November 5th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to sell out. 150 Cineplex movies across the country. Tickets are on sale now. Okay. Don't disappoint the teenager in your life.
Whew.
Again.
Limited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, T Hart.
Thanks, Trace.
Oh, that was so good. Let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us. Coming up, our wine expert Renee takes us behind the scenes of the making of sparkling wine.
It's so delicious. Cheers.
Next time you uncork that bottle and pour that sparkling wine, just take the time to toast those bubbles. Renee Sforazza breaks down the methods of making sparkling wines.
Did you know that champagne was originally a mistake? The sparkling wine that has driven a culture around the world, and even right here in Ontario, where I'm drinking premier sparkling wine at Hinterland Winery. Look how absolutely amazing this is.
Can you tell me what makes Hinterland so special?
When you make sparkling wine, you need the grapes to be a little less sweet at time of harvest and then have a little bit more acidity. And for some reason, no matter what the summer we get in Ontario, these grapes are perfect for sparkling wine.
What kinds of sparkling wine are you making here?
Great question. There's 3 internationally recognized methods. The first is traditional, which is how champagne is made. The second is the Charmat method, which is synonymous with Prosecco. And the third is the least known ancestral method, the oldest method, and it makes like a lower alcohol, off-dry, effervescent bubbly.
So today we're disgorging the 2019 Blanc de Blanc.
Okay.
And so we're loading this machine, which is filled with glycol and water, and it's chilled down to -23. And it rotates. And so as we're rotating around, the neck is freezing. I'm not sure you can see that.
Yeah, with the yeast right there from the process.
So the yeast that we've put to the cap is now encapsulated in that. And so if we were just to open it, it would just be a cloudy wine. So we have to get it out. So we're going to put it on this machine here. This is called the disgorging machine. And so we're just going to slide it in like this and pop. And so when the cap comes out, it shoots out the yeast that's encapsulated in that yeast.
Amazing.
And then it goes to the next station. This just takes a little bit of wine out to make room for the dosage. Now the dosage is super important. That is our last opportunity to balance the wine.
Yes.
So we can put anything we want. Well, not anything we want, but we can put a lot of things. Mostly for us, it's just a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sulfur mixed in the same wine. So this gets a little bit of a top up, and then this will open up. Now it's ready to cork. That gives you the cork. And that machine there gives you the wire hood. And then Jesus here was going to give it a little bit of wash and a mix. So we'll mix the dosage in there as well and give it a clean bottle. We'll let it sit for a little while and then we'll label it ready for sale.
Part of the traditional method sparkling winemaking process is all about resting. So whether it's 24 or 36 months, this is where the bottles come to rest before they are disgorged, corked, and ready to be drunk.
Here we are, the second method. So the first was the traditional, where they were bottle fermented, and now we are tank fermenting.
This is the white cap, right?
Correct. So this is made with Riesling and Vidal. The Riesling's really for the aromatics and the Vidal's for the richness.
And I love this. This is a wonderful Charmat method style. It's the same style as Prosecco. And you also really have the difference between in-bottle fermentation and in tank fermentation. It also cuts down the time, so this is a fun wine to drink right away.
It's excellent value too. It's really good.
This is so much, it's so delicious. Cheers. We are on our third style of sparkling wine here at Hinterland, and this is the Method Ancestral. It's a beautiful rosé from Gamay Noir. This is a single fermentation that starts in the tank, is chilled down and bottled, and it's finished fermenting inside of the bottle itself. This makes for a lower alcohol sparkling wine that has just a delightful finish overall. And to be honest, this is one of my favorite sparklings to enjoy on a weeknight. Cheers.
Weeknight wine, very good. I've been to Hinterland, went with the family, absolutely loved it. The amount of space they have to hang out and play, and the wine unmatched. It is so good. So
it's great.
It is beautiful, and it's the best mistake ever made, sparkling wine. Now that we understand a little bit more about the process,
we're gonna start off with a pet nat. Pet nat or pétillant naturel is just like that last style that you saw. It's a Method Ancestral wine where that fermentation is continuous. This is the Poggio Animal. This is the Il Monstro di Reggiana Bianco Pet Nat. It's really funky.
Did you hear what she just said?
You know, Italian is really fun, and
That's
this is
amazing.
an Italian pet nat. It's a little bit of pecorino, a little bit of Chardonnay in there, and it's a tad bit funky as well.
Yeah.
Pet nats are really, really on
it.
trend right now, and they're great with all those entrance items like this cheesy bread.
This woman is trying to stay here forever. She brought me wine and a basket of bread.
I did. Because wine in a basket of bread is the vibe. But you get a little bit of funkiness, a little bit of citrus, and it goes with absolutely every starter that you can think of.
It's very good.
Absolutely delicious. Just lightly sparkling and just easy on the palate. I know, right?
Very nice. Okay, so now we're going to move down to the main course.
The main event. So for a ham, I am going with the Hinterland Rosé Traditional Method 2019.
Nice.
Give this a try first, and then I'm going to get you to have a bite. We're going to do a taste and a smell first. This is a blend of Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris, done in traditional method, second fermentation in the bottle, lots of berry notes and brioche-ness, and it's aged on lees for 30 months. Which is really quite cool.
On lees, are you going to give us
I'm going to tell you that, but I want you to take a taste of this while I tell you. So lees is really cool. Basically, alcohol is made with sugar plus yeast equals alcohol.
That's good.
Once the alcohol gets high, the yeast dies off and automatically becomes lees. Think of lees like adding character to wine, just like our own hair. It's dead the moment it grows out of our head, but we quaff it and color it and cut it to give ourselves character, just like the lees in wine.
Very cool.
And isn't that a fun pairing?
That's a great analogy and an incredible pairing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Continuing on, Turkey, we're pairing it with a traditional method wine that's very famous, champagne. Champagne is often thought of as the birthplace of traditional method sparkling. However, that's not true. It's really the place that popularized it the most. And one of the women behind popularizing it was the Veuve Clicquot, or the Widow Clicquot.
never goes out of style.
It never goes out of style.
You.
So this is the La Grande Dame 2015. It is a love letter to Madame Clicquot. It's made from predominantly Pinot Noir. It's aged 72 months on the lees, which is 6 years.
Wow.
And every single vintage, they pair up with a female artist to express the wine that's in the glass. There's lots of tension and elegance here, and it's paired with the wonderful pottery designer Paola Parnetto, and all of these boxes come in like 6 different colors with her bottle on the front. And it's made from recycled material, too.
You can barely see it because it's tone on tone, but it is beautiful art on there. And that pairing.
Isn't it fabulous?
It's really good.
Just
I actually
so
like it better than
delicious.
that one. This one is good. Like, it works very well together.
Because sparkling wine's very nice, and champagne is the best in my books.
But I'm never going to say no to Veuve.
I know, right? But I don't want to end off just yet.
Dessert.
Dessert.
Right?
So, dessert. We have a sweet ending to the meal. I like to do desserts like a pecan pie or even a sweet potato pie, but you could do pumpkin as well.
Yeah.
And you want to go with a sparkling wine that we haven't covered yet, which is Charmat method.
Yeah.
Charmat method is very similar to Prosecco. It's made in that style, where these ones are made in bottle for the fermentation that gets you the bubbles.
Yeah.
These bubbles are made in a tank. And this is Lambrusco, another famous Italian Charmat. Give this a try. I put it in some really fun glasses as well. So this is the Cadi Medici Regimiglio. This is the Cento. It's a Lambrusco Gasparosa production.
Okay.
Really, really
Just
good.
keep saying those words. Just.
The Remigio Cento is absolutely delightful. Made from the Lambrusco Gasparosa grape. And give it a try with that pecan pie. There's a little bit of sweetness in there. Oopsie daisies. That's okay.
3-second rule.
3-second rule. 3-second rule. And it's got some sweetness, some berry notes, a little bit of that rhubarb cream. That's what's pairing with this. Isn't that delightful?
It's all been so good. I don't even know where to look. Like, this has been fantastic. Okay, love, love, love these pairings, Renee. You always bring the best, and you got all the information. One lucky winner from the audience is going to go home with a Hinterland gift voucher worth $250. We'll draw for that after the show. And because I'm nice, I'm going to share. Who wants some wine? You want some wine? We're going to go to break, but yes, you get the wine. Yes. Have a little sippy sip. That's how you start your day. Very nice. Coming up, we spill the tea on online toxicity.
You can have 10 people tell you how fantastic you look, and then the person who said something really nasty to you, that's the thing that got your attention. That's the thing that hurt.
And Trace are on the show today. We wanted to start a new chat segment. We're going to call it Hot Tea, Spilling the Tea, something about tea. Thanks to both of you for being here, because that's what we're going to get into, the tea. So I want to get both of your thoughts on sort of a little bit of cancel culture, but specifically voicing pain without causing more pain. So actress and activist Jameela Jamil shared on her social media, this is what she said: "The last 3 years I've been on a journey to reflect and atone for toxicity I took part in my attempt to fight for justice. My intentions were good. My choice of words weren't. I helped a lot of people, but I also alienated and hurt a lot of people by the way I went about my fight, which is counterproductive." I love that she has brought this up. You and I, Teri, have been talking about the meanness that we feel in society, in media. There's sort of a bit of a race to the bottom when it comes to conversations these days. People don't pull their punches. They swear when they're angry at politicians. Politicians swear when they are angry about things. And I remember in this city particular, we had a mayor who went to town. Every single scrum, there was always a nugget. And it really was, to me, the devolution of discourse. Like, we never used to speak that way publicly. And what is it indicative of? Is there a way to be angry without spewing things out in a way that is toxic? And that's what we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, I think that what we're hearing from Jameela is a bit of like hot take regret.
Yes.
You know, she's looking back on how she's participated in things that she believes in.
Yeah.
But instead of taking the conversation to a way that is positive and moving something forward in kind of a positive way, she realizes that maybe she said some things that she regrets. She's made things personal when maybe things aren't personal. And I think that that has happened when everybody has a phone, a social media, and there's this notion of wanting to get in on the conversation. And these conversations deserve and require thought.
Yes.
And so I think that that's what we're hearing from Jamila, and I like it. I think that we all need to take a breath every once in a while, and when something is happening, whether it be, you know, most recently we saw Amy Schumer post a picture of Nicole Kidman with a criticism of how she was sitting, and that took a whole, you know, day in the press cycle. And I think that, you know, let's stop commenting on individuals.
Right.
Let's start commenting or continue commenting on actual movements and things that matter.
Right.
But remove the individual person from it.
I agree with that. And I also agree with exercising restraint.
Yeah.
It feels like something we don't have anymore. And it's always one side or another. There's no middle ground of, well, you know what, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm just going to sit this one out, actually.
But no
T,
one's
what do
going
you
to sit
think?
it out because I think people are doing this because they want attention.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even celebrities, a lot of these people are apologizing now, but they got famous making a lot of these opinions, right? And going online and being very bombastic with their opinions and being very loud.
Yeah.
You know, so I think what it is a lot of people just want to be heard, and the person who's very even-keeled and comes in with a logical argument doesn't get heard. The person who said something really outrageous gets hurt. Well, it's true.
I know,
Even in
it
our
just
comments,
makes me so
right?
sad.
Yes.
You could have 10 people tell you how fantastic you look, and then the person who said something really nasty to you, that's the thing that got your attention. That's the thing that hurt.
Right.
And I even go on some posts now that are like really popular, and you'll see it's almost like people are competing in the comment section to get so many likes, and it's always the nastiest one that the race to the bottom, or someone who can make everybody laugh. It's trying to get attention, and then they feel they had their 15 seconds of fame, not even 15 minutes. They're 15 seconds because today everybody liked my comment in this post on this famous person's account. Do you know what I mean? Like,
two things I'll say about that. Number one, you're absolutely right. People need to be heard, and I think that's where the vitriol comes from. I'm so angry, and now I have a way to be angry publicly.
Yes.
People can see, the celebrity can see, people can see how angry I am, and they go to town. The second thing I will say is we all have to have an understanding of how social media works. It's what you said. It works in a way that is toxic. So now there's this thing they call ratio. My kids are like, if your comment gets more likes than the actual post got, it's a pat on the back.
yes.
So this is the way the social media apps work, to create toxicity, to reward you for toxicity. We can't be pawns in that.
No.
Right?
And I mean, I think that also, we don't all have to have an opinion about something.
We don't.
Like, what happened to the day of like, oh, I didn't even hear about that.
Right. and I don't actually care.
Yeah.
Or I care, but I don't have an opinion that is fine-tuned enough to put it anywhere. It'll just rest in my head until the news cycle moves on.
But don't you think it's because we came from an era where we all watched all these people on TV and they're the only ones who had a voice?
Yes.
And you're at home yelling at, like, saying your opinion. I was one of those people. I'm yelling at the TV, like, say this, and now I can.
Yeah.
But I
you know, and so
there's the herd part of it. I get it, but I also think that there is something to be said for what Tara said, taking a break and practicing restraint. The restraint I have to show, and I'm not a big C celebrity, the restraint I have to show in my own page on my own comments is Herculean. I cannot get at every single person that comes at me in my comments, and that is me choosing to take the high road every single time.
Yeah.
So it's a choice that you can make.
Yeah, you
right?
can make that choice. I also just think, like, I grew up in a time when, dagnabbit, when, you know, it was the Perez Hiltons, and it was abject cruelty.
Yep.
You know, he was responsible for really impacting people's mental health in such a terrible way. And we can talk about this as like, oh, they're just celebrities, or I'm just talking about an outfit, or way more important things. But these people do see that. So not only are people being heard, people need to realize you're not sitting around chatting with your girlfriends and saying these things. You're putting these comments on another human being's public page.
But I'm going to tell you, a lot of times people don't realize that the person whose account it is actually reading that.
Yeah.
Like, I know people have written me things, and I'm nowhere near, you know, the fame that some people have. And when I respond, you can tell they're shocked that, oh, you read that? And it's like, well, of course I read it. You tagged me in it. You made sure I saw it. You tagged me in it. But you can tell they're still surprised that you read it and that you're responding to it. So I think people sometimes just can't compute that they're actually, the person's reading that, and that it could hurt their feelings.
And it hurts. And it hurts, and that's the point. Stop hurting each other. Yeah. Get your point across, but it doesn't need to hurt other people. That's it. That's all the time we have. Thank you to these two ladies. Let's go to break. More coming up. Stay with us. I like the hot takes. I like it. The hot. Coming up, we've got some DIY pumpkin crafts to make your home ready for the holiday.
I'm obsessed with making pumpkins, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
You started making pumpkins in like June.
August 1st, when August 1st hits, I'm making pumpkin.
Today, let's set a modern vintage table. We're setting this table for a breakfast or a brunch, and I'm inspired by all those family gatherings that so many of us grew up with when we were kids around your grandparents or your aunt and uncle's tables. I know I have so many happy memories of gathering around my Grammy and Grampy's table at their house in the valley in Nova Scotia when we were kids. And hilariously, the grown-ups used to play Trivial Pursuit after dinner, guys against girls, to fight and see who was stuck washing the dishes. Back then, at least in our family anyway, the table would have been set with a beautiful lace tablecloth, but those are a little hard to come by these days, so I opted for a beautiful linen option. To give that vintage feel for the place settings, I found this gorgeous dinnerware from William Ashley called Asiatic Pheasant, and the soft blue floral pattern really works beautifully. And usually when I do place settings with a pattern, I layer it with a solid in between, but because we want that old feel, I'm going pattern on pattern. Because this is a brunch and you want your guests to stay a while, I've got a massive matching teacup and saucer so you can keep the tea going all morning. I love to get creative with place settings, so instead of using a traditional napkin ring, I found these vintage-inspired drawer pulls to use as napkin rings instead. What you want to look for is a pull that has a back plate so that the napkin just slides right in between the two. I am obsessed with this vintage-inspired flatware I found. Not only is each place setting different, but every piece in each place setting has its own pattern or design. It is so pretty. You can recreate this look yourself by going to antique stores, which is one of my favorite things to do, and grabbing different silverware pieces as you go along. You just want to make sure that you find pieces that have a similar scale and shape. For the centerpiece, I found a vintage copper pot online for just $25. I didn't love the patina on it, so I gave it a fresh coat of gold spray paint, and then I found the most beautiful faux hydrangeas that you've ever seen in the blue that ties in with the place settings. And if you could touch them, you could see how real they actually feel. To bring back some of those happy family memories, I found some photos of our family across the years, and I printed them and scattered them down the table. You want to make sure that you do them in black and white so it unifies all the new with the old, and then vary the heights and sizes too, just to create visual interest. Print them on both sides so everyone at the table can see them. They are sure to spark conversation and bring back some happy memories. To finish the centerpiece, I added some candles down the center of the table. I love to add a little DIY personal touch to each place setting, so this time I went with these oversized foam pomegranates that I sprayed gold and then added a place card to each one so everyone knows just where to sit. Let me show you how. First, place pomegranates in a box and spray them with gold paint. Let dry completely between coats. You'll probably need 3 to 4 coats to cover them all. Print the place cards with each guest's name and cut them out. If the pomegranates don't sit flat, slice the base of them with a knife.
Stunning. Now we are all about pumpkins at this time of year, and our very own Cityline producer, April Kalu, who is also a crochet and knit designer. Can I say knit, or should I just not even say knit? It's crochet. Okay. She can knit too.
Sometimes.
Crochet and knit designer. She's back to share some easy pumpkin crafts for your home. And your first one is a knitted pumpkin without the knitting.
Yes.
And by the way, our viewers love these segments.
Woo,
so do show me.
Okay, so when I was thinking about this segment, I was thinking, not everyone knows how to crochet and knit. You're missing out, okay? Any crochet your knitters? Yeah? Yay! Oh, we have a Okay, but you're missing out. I will teach you if you want because you're missing out. But I found, look how cute this is. This looks like a cable knit pumpkin. It looks like a cable sweater. And I'm going to show you how easy you can make this at home, or it looks like, you know, April Clue gave it to you, basically, right? Okay, so you're going to go online. You're going to find some styrofoam pumpkins. This is really easy. These just pop right off. We don't need this.
Bye.
And bye. You are going to take some sharp scissors and you're going to cut a hole at the top and you're going to hollow it out, like more than you think. You want to hollow it out. You can use a plastic pumpkin as well, which is easy. Styrofoam's a little messy, but definitely doable, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
Okay.
Then you're going to want to choose a really good yarn. So I choose Brava worsted weight from We Crochet, and I did that because it's very durable, hypoallergenic, and it lasts long. You want these home decor items to have longevity. You're going to store these away. You're going to come back next year and pull them out, and you want it to look like this.
Yeah, let's not pretend we're getting new decorations every year.
No.
Especially not for, it's not even Christmas. Like, come on. Come on. So put that away.
And this also 32 braids, okay? So we're making braids like this, okay? Yeah, and I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna do the first one, Tracy, and then you're gonna do the next one. So you're gonna tuck in one end here. You're gonna bring it all the way around and just tuck it in there.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
So you just have to kind of measure.
And then you're going to measure it, exactly. So I did about 12 inches of yarn just for this size pumpkin. Obviously, it depends on how big or small you want your pumpkin to be. But like I said, the braided one that I made this size was 32 braids.
That's amazing. So you just keep going.
You just keep going. And what's really cool is it makes this little like cushion here. I want to show Carolyn this too. Once you pull this out, you're gonna notice there's a little like cushion in here. It made like a little pocket, and it's actually really firm. You can definitely add a dab of hot glue here, but not needed.
Okay,
not needed.
So if this was done,
look at that, you put a stem.
Little stem. Beautiful.
I do want to say, I didn't venture out in my backyard to get these stems. I don't have time for that. No, I went to the dollar store and I got these, and I want to say they are always sold out. So when I go there, I buy all of them. So it's my fault because I never find them.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's you. You're the problem. It's
me.
you.
I'm the problem. Yeah.
Okay. So next one.
I am so excited about this. Look at this yarn. Isn't that fun?
It's very, very smooth.
It's so soft.
Nice.
Okay, this is the Bernat Alizé Blanket Easy Yarn from Yarnspirations. Remember last season I taught you how to hand knit?
Yes.
So this yarn is actually made for that. So we made our own loops. So if you go on Cityline's Instagram, you're going to see that tutorial that I did with Tracy. We made our own. It was an easy DIY. This is easier. These are pre-made loops, no hooks, no needles, no anything. Really easy for anybody to knit a blanket, even if you're a knitter or not. Knit a pillow. I'm not going to make you knit today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are making a knit pumpkin, okay? And how we are doing this, or a loopy pumpkin, I should call it. Yep. You're going to take a pin right there, and you're just going to put it right through. You want to make sure that the pumpkin is styrofoam, that it is soft. You cannot use a plastic pumpkin for this.
Like that?
Like that, all the way in.
All the way in.
All the way in, and then you're going to do it again. So you're basically going to spin and pin, and spin and pin.
And you don't care
just
where
like
the
that.
pins
You don't
go,
really
do
care
you?
where they go. And in the beginning, when you're starting this DIY, you're going to want to put a lot of pins to start, just because you want the yarn to stay secured. And the only tip I have for this, because this is a foolproof DIY, you just make sure that all your loops are facing downwards.
Okay.
That's it. So I'm going to say for TV time, I'm going to show you the finished pumpkin. It is so adorable. Look how cute this is! It's so cute!
Oh, it's smooshy.
It's so cute. My daughters, Ella and Emma, were obsessed with this and kept touching it. And I was like, stop touching it. That's for TV. Stop touching it. So I have to bring it back home because they want it.
Amazing.
I know. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Okay, last but not least.
So do we know what these are?
Those are the donuts for your hair.
These are the donuts for your hair. This is to make a bun. We're not doing hair today. I don't do hair tutorials. No. We are making pumpkins, and this is super easy. This is so fun for your kids to do because it requires nothing but this and yarn and a stem. Okay? So I already started one for you. You're going to cut a long piece of yarn. I would say like 90 inches, depending on what you're doing. And you want to use a bulky weight. So I used Millhouse from We Crochet. I used it 100% acrylic because, like I was saying, longevity is really important. And if I show you this example here that I've pulled like a lot, I pulled the yarn a lot of times through this hair donut. This yarn is intact. It is not unraveling. It is staying exactly how it's supposed to look. And you want that. You want that like that. So do you want to go ahead and try that? You just have to pull it through.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, and that's it.
Like it's the meditative property of all of this. Like sitting there and just doing this in front of the TV and looping it around, and you get into a zone.
I get into a zone. I'm obsessed with making pumpkins, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
You started making pumpkins in like June, so
August
stop
1st.
it.
August 1st,
Yes.
when August 1st hits, I'm making pumpkins.
It's pumpkin
I don't know, my
season for
husband's like,
her.
what are we doing with all these pumpkins everywhere? I'm like, I don't know. But this is the finished look, and something
Yes.
really cool you can do is use cinnamon sticks for your stems.
Oh, nice. That's good.
They smell so good.
Yeah,
They
tis
break
the
really
season.
easily, just like that, and just pop them right in. Yeah. So
April, beautiful. Okay, well, she mentioned it. Check out Cityline's Instagram for an extra tutorial April uses this loopy yarn with, and check on her last one as well, because 10 million of you are saying absolutely yes. Let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us. So good. So good. Coming up, Tracy Peart is here with a skincare product that does it all.
So literally it does everything. Like the left hand is hitting the snare, the right hand is hitting the hi-hat, you're hitting the pedal. It's doing a full drum solo.
It's all doing it all.
It's doing it all.
This season's beauty trends are all the buzz, and Tracy Peart has the latest in fall makeup that have already gone viral. You always bring the best stuff in here, and the first thing, you're taking us back to the 90s.
I know, nothing makes you happier. She's obsessed with the 90s.
I want to stay there.
Yes, yes,
Take
yes.
me back.
So I have a collection over here that is 90s inspired by Stila, okay? So this is the Be Your Own Artist Fall 2023 collection by Stila. So it's a modern twist on the iconic makeup trends from the 90s, okay? So remember when we did the black liquid eyeliner?
Yes.
So it's back, but it's a marker this time, and it's in brown. It's all about brown.
Okay.
Down with the brown.
Down with the brown.
Down with the brown. So over there we have Stay All Day Matte Liquid Eyeliner in brown by Stila. So it has the same long lasting power as well as intense pigment and extreme matte finish as Stila's award-winning liquid liner usually has, but now it's available in a matte deep rusty brown.
Nice.
Okay? So you're still going to get the same drama looks, and you're still going to get the eye-opening effects, and probably even more so, and here's why. Because when you put a lot of black around the eye, it can actually make your eye look smaller. Now, if you have big ET eyes like mine, doesn't really matter, right? But if you have small eyes or deep-set eyes or hooded eyes, you're actually better to go with a brown. It's going to be a lot more complimentary, and it will shrink the eyes. Now, remember what I said. It's a precision marker. So as you can see, Tracy, it's going to give you that smooth and controlled application. Plus, it has a quick dry formula, so it's not going to feather and it's not going to run, and it's waterproof.
Oh, good stuff.
So it's really, really good. So another product in the collection, I want to just start off and say this. The Kardashians did not create highlighting and contouring.
They didn't?
Okay, they did not.
Oh, it was around before that?
It was around before that. It's been around thousands of years. Okay, so I just want everybody to know that.
Right.
So it's
cavemen and women were using highlighter.
There was always contour and highlighting going on. And in the 90s, they definitely were doing it. So it's still here, but it's a lot more natural. That's the modern twist on it. It's going to be a lot more natural.
Yeah.
So over here, we have the Sculpt and Glow all-in-one contouring and highlighting palette. So this is a do-it-all face palette, Tracy, so it really does do it all. Color, sculpt, contour, illuminate, and bronze, Tracy. So if you can take a look at it.
Sure.
So you can see it has warm color tones and a lightweight gel-based formula.
Yep.
So that's what's going to give you the natural look, because it's really going to blend right in, as opposed to powders. They're a little bit more harsh. Yeah, she's putting it on. She's like, okay, I look cute.
Yeah.
So that's going to give you that really softly sculpted look, and you can see it's great for travel. It's travel-friendly, as well as if you are a Stila fan, you will be happy to know that in this palette they have the new convertible color called Dahlia, and I'm wearing it now. It's the blush.
Oh, it's lovely.
That's in there. Yes.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move right along. What have you got next?
Okay, so you know how much I love serums.
Yes.
Right? I love skincare. So the next trend is mixing your skincare with a makeup product in one.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so over here we have the brand foundation from MAC Cosmetics, and it's called the Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. So everybody knows that MAC is like the OG when it comes to like mastering like skin tones and undertones. So what they've done here is they've fused MAC's expertise with 56 shades with the science of skincare.
Okay.
So it has 33 skincare ingredients in it, including 10% hyaluronic acid solution.
Yeah.
So the result is like really super hydrating formula that leaves the skin feeling like plumper and also feeling smoother and more radiant, and it actually improves the skin's hydration level over time. So that's how you get the skincare worked into there as well.
Yeah.
And it does more, Tracy.
Oh, and there's more. Okay.
It has a medium buildable coverage. So the idea is like you still want to get that coverage, but you want your skin to peek through, and you still want it to look natural. You don't want to look like you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And it does more. It has a 12-hour wear, and Tracy is like a sweat, water, humidity, and transfer resistant. So literally it does everything. Like the left hand is hitting the snare, the right hand is hitting the hi-hat, you're hitting the pedal. It's doing a full drum solo.
It's all doing it all.
It's doing it all. It's doing it all.
Okay, let's move along to astrology.
Yes.
So what does this have to do with astrology?
Okay, so over here we have the Big Zodiac Energy Collection, Tracy. So this is by OPI. So what you have right here is 12 celestial shimmer shades with a holographic effect. They're beautiful.
Oh, I like this
So OPI has partnered with an astrology app called Sanctuary to develop horoscopes for each shade.
Yeah.
So astrologically, each color.
Capricorn.
Okay, Tracy.
What is
Capricorn
it?
here. This one, and it's called Capricorny.
Hey!
Yes, just perfect for you.
Dear day.
So astrologically, each color has a different meaning, and it reflects the personality traits. And energies of each side. So I'm a Taurus, so this one's called Taurus Team Me.
Oh, well, look at the title you got. You
got a
couldn't
nice
wait
title.
to tell me that the Capricorn was
You're
corny,
Capricorny.
Oh, boy. Not corny. Okay, your last trend.
Okay, so this is a combination of all of them, okay? So this one is, it's a 90s inspired, as well as it has a little skincare in it, as well as it's holographic, so it's called the holographic lip. Ooh. Remember the 90s when we did the really dark lip liner, and then we did like a matte light middle?
Bring it back.
It's back,
okay.
But it's a dark lip liner with a shimmery light gloss.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'll take it.
over here we got the Quo Beauty Shimmer lip oils. They come in 4 shades. They're vegan. They're cruelty-free. They're also enriched with coconut and ginger root oil. So that's where the skincare comes in. It's going to give you that hydration. And because of the shimmer, it gives you that holographic look. So that's what's called the holographic look.
T, I love it all. I'm not corny, okay?
You're Capricorny. Just
now,
saying.
if you ever wanted to learn more about your favorite Cityline experts, you are going to love Be My Guest Expert, a series where I sit down with some of our beloved Cityline faces and get the lowdown you won't see on the show. Scan the QR code on your screen or to watch it now, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to let us know who you'd like to see in the hot seat. T and I did like a 45-minute chat. It's all there. We go all over the place. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us. Today who were fueled up and energized by Nom's Energy Bites. This crave-worthy treat is refined, sugar-free, and made with only 4 simple, wholesome ingredients. So I hope you enjoyed. And you are so fantastic, this audience. You're so good. So good. That brings us to the end of our show. Oh my goodness, I had fun today. Like, did we actually even create a show, or did we just hang out for an hour? Teri, Trace, Renee, April, fantastic. Thank you so much for all of your incredible contributions. Thank you so much to our Cityline viewers. Let's go try the popcorn. Let's see if we can do it live. We'll see you tomorrow on Cityline, everyone.